With Cobra Kai's 5th season just a couple of months away, we're sure you're all caught up with the events so far. A reboot of the 1984 hit The Karate Kid, Cobra Kai has been a consistent success. But did you know that there was actually an alternative ending filmed for Season 4? One that could have changed the course of the upcoming season? Here's your chance to find out. First up, a return to the dojo. 34 years after the original Karate Kid swept the globe, stealing hearts with Mr. Miyagi's life lessons, Cobra Kai first aired in May 2018 as an ambitious YouTube Red reboot. It picked up the long-standing rivalry between Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, with Ralph Macchio and William Zabka reprising their respective roles. The show uses a combination of nostalgia, updated storytelling, and wisecrack humor to capture the hearts of another generation. It follows Johnny Lawrence, who's living a sad, deadbeat, lonely life in Reseda. That too with his stepfather and with no connection to his son. Daniel, the victor of the All-Valley Under-18 karate tournament in 1984, is living well. He has a booming luxury car dealership and a happy family. The show's pilot picks up when Johnny sees his neighbor being picked on in a parking lot, and his 80s karate instincts kick in as he rushes to help. He decides to reopen the Cobra Kai dojo to get his life back on track and help Miguel make it through high school. With enough references to the Karate Kid peppered in to appeal to the 1980s demographic, from subtle name drops to scenes from the original movie, but a modern sense of humor and a dash of political correctness. It's no wonder that Cobra Kai has continued for 4 seasons, with a 5th dropping soon. The other stars from the OG also make appearances, including Elizabeth Shue as Allie and Martin Kove as John Kreese. Where we left off, almost 6 months after Season 4 dropped on Netflix, we're sure you need a recap of the events in Reseda, so here it is. Season 4 starts with Johnny and Daniel overcoming their differences to merge their dojos in an attempt to win the upcoming 51st installment of the All-Valley Under-18 Karate Championship. This also serves as a way to drive John Kreese, Johnny's ex-sensei from the original movie, out of the valley. At that point, Kreese is in charge of the Cobra Kai dojo and Johnny's son, Robbie. The whole time, Robbie's been funneling the Miyagi techniques and secrets he learned from Daniel to the students at Cobra Kai. Well, this happens. Johnny and Daniel clash on teaching styles at their merged dojo, with Johnny pushing for a more violent style while Daniel renews Mr. Miyagi's fish-chasing techniques. A familiar face also returns in the form of Thomas Ian Griffith as Terry Silver, the villain from the 3rd Karate Kid, which flopped pretty badly in 1989. The show tried to redeem the movie, with Kreese dragging Silver out of rehab in Malibu for cash to support his dojo and get rid of Johnny and Daniels. Tensions are at high at the end of the season as the championship builds suspense, and finally, the winners are revealed after some fierce showdowns. The tournament now has a separate gendered tournament, and the men's division ends with Robbie versus Hawk. Hawk pulls it off for Miyagi-Do, but in the women's division, Tori defeats Samantha to grab an overall win for Cobra Kai. Technically, this means that Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang aren't dojos anymore, but Tori sees Terry Silver paying off a tournament official, which may mean the win wasn't legitimate. Oh, and Kreese goes to jail after Silver betrays him. Plus, Miguel sets out to reconnect with his dad. Now that we're caught up, let's talk about the alternate ending that could turn the show on its head. So here's how it could have happened. The rivalry between Sam and Tori had been building up, and it finally boiled over at the end of Season 4 as they faced off against each other in the All-Valley Women's Final. Ultimately, Tori won, maybe with some extra help from Terry Silver and his money. However, Mary Mouser, who plays Sam, shared a clip where Sam actually takes the victory, effectively winning the championship for Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang. Filming alternate endings like this is a common practice, as it prevents the extras in the series from finding out the actual ending and revealing it before the episode premieres. But what would have happened if Season 4 actually ended with Sam winning? For starters, as Sam uses a hybrid fighting style with elements from both Johnny and her dad Daniel, it would have made sense for her to win against Tori. But Sam would never have gotten the humbling she needed had she won, and would have gotten more full of herself. On the other hand, as terrible as Tori would feel about losing, she'd at least know that she lost because Sam was better and maintained her integrity. Learning that she won because the competition was rigged may actually have been more heartbreaking. If Sam won, Terry would probably find another way to keep Cobra Kai open and expand it into franchises across the valley, probably saying that Kreese agreed to the deal, not him. Even in an alternate reality, Terry still sucks and would still betray Kreese. Daniel may not have called Chosen as reinforcement, thinking he and Johnny could handle Terry on their own. Plus, he'd be on cloud 9 after Sam's win. Miguel would have had the same story. story, as he'd still leave for Mexico City to find his dad before seeing Sam win. So it makes sense that Johnny and Robbie would follow him and try to bring him back. Whichever way the season ended, we can be sure that Season 5 will definitely have a focus on Johnny and Miguel. We think the emotional reunion with Robbie would have taken place no matter what, but as always, we'll find out where the show goes soon enough. Time for some other related news, starting with what we know about Season 5. After that cliffhanger ending, with everything up in the air and an uncertain future for Johnny and Daniel's dojo, we're all holding our breaths for Season 5. Here's everything we know so far. The season will drop on September 9th, 2022, which is good news for the fans. Since Netflix bought Cobra Kai from YouTube Red, the seasons have dropped at the end of each year. This year, we're getting it early, and we're not complaining. We'll definitely see more of eternal frenemies Daniel and Johnny, as Ralph Macchio and William Zabka will return to the show and reprise their roles for the 5th season running. We'll probably also see more of Martin Kove as Kreese, Thomas Ian Griffith as Terry, and Yuji Okumoto will return as Chozen. Peyton List, Joe Seo, and Tanner Buchanan, aka Tori, Kyler, and Robbie will return to represent Cobra Kai. Everyone at Miyagi-Do will also reprise their roles in Season 5. From what we've seen in the Season 5 trailer, Terry Silver is keeping his promise of expanding Cobra Kai across the valley, recruiting more bloodthirsty and ambitious kids. Tori, knowing about Terry's bribe to the referee, might tip the scales in the upcoming season. We'll also see how the plotline with Johnny and Robbie on their way to Mexico pans out. However, the biggest Season 5 plot to look forward to is the return of Chozen, who first appeared in Karate Kid 2. With Terry and his plans for Cobra Kai, Daniel's gonna need all the help he can get. Even more good news, the team's planning episodes beyond Season 5. Fingers crossed for a renewal. Finally, we have the best in reboots. If you watched the original Karate Kid movies, you probably loved all the nods to the movies that Cobra Kai incorporated into the storyline. There are plenty of shows out there that take advantage of this same kind of nostalgia, and here are our top 3 favorites. Number 1, Dynasty. A 2017 remake of the popular 80s primetime soap, Dynasty follows 2 of America's wealthiest families, the Carringtons and the Colbys, and their constant feuds and drama. The series has a fresh take on what made the original a success, including an upbeat pop version of the opening theme. Seasons 1 to 4 are available, with 5 currently in the works. 2, Fuller House. If you were around for the original Full House, then its reboot, Fuller House, will send you on a heartwarming trip down memory lane. The show recast the same main cast as the original, including Candace Cameron Bure and Josie Sweetin as the Tanner sisters, Andrea Barber as Kimmy, and guest appearances from John Stamos, David Coulier, and the late Bob Saget. The show is even set in the same house in San Francisco, with DJ, Stephanie, and Kimmy living together to raise their kids. Number 3, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. The miniseries welcomes dedicated fans back to Stars Hollow, with Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel reprising their roles as the Loreleis. The show also stars Scott Patterson and Kelly Bishop as Luke and Emily, and tries its best to recreate the charm that drew so many to the original series. That's a wrap for this video. Need more nostalgic Netflix recommendations? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.